Hey, what's up? You're listening to the All In Networker podcast. My name's Dan McCabe, and this is day 15 of All In 490. And today we're talking about common product objections. And I love objections, and I'm going to share with you my favorite objection handling skill that I remember learning. It must have been 14 years ago now in network marketing. It works for just about everything. So excited to share it with you guys. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Dan back, and crazy last 24 hours or so. Part of doing this all in for 90, I'm still a parent first and still have responsibilities and still got things I get excited about with my kids. And yesterday I was talking about baseball tryouts, and those went super well, and I was really happy for how my son did there. I was fortunate to be able to be in there, which I've never been in there during his tryouts before. So I was kind of glad I got to be as a, potential coach for this season. I've been trying for 3 years to become a coach of one of the teams, but it's surprising how much competition there is. And there's so many other people that have been doing it for years. You kind of got to work your way up to it. It's nuts. But, so I was glad to see it. And that went super well, but that didn't get done till like 10 o'clock at night. And then we had his basketball tournament this morning starting at 8 a.m. over an hour away. Have to get there half hour early, so we left our house about 6:15. We were up at 5:30. It was just such a quick turnaround. I am just exhausted. So then he had two basketball games, and my daughter, we thought it was her last hockey game, but I just read the schedule wrong, so I wanted to make sure I got to that afterwards, and I also wanted to and then my son also had baseball practice for something else that he was doing. It's just insane. Life is insane right now, but it is what it is. Good call with some people I'm working with. As far as the business goes, I had a lot of car time, so I was still able to do some work. Good call with some people today, and things are, wasn't a huge step forward today, but it was an okay step forward. I need to get another exposure done somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that off yet, but it's still early. I'll figure it out. Fitness goals definitely complete. Personal development got done as well. I gave 100% to something today. So did I give 100% today is the next question. I'm just reading up the questions here in the workbook. I gave 100% today. I'm exhausted, but was it all towards the business? Not necessarily, but we kept the ball moving forward because that's what we need to do. So day 15 within All In for 90 is talking about common product objections. And the idea is that you go through and you list down the three most common objections that you get, and then you write those down, and you talk to an upline leader, you talk to somebody else with some experience, you talk to an accountability group, a mentor, a coach, whatever it is, and you figure out how you're going to handle each of those. If you can just handle the top three objections, that's probably over 90% of the objections that you're ever going to get. So get really, really good at handling those three. Now, this was my favorite objection handling skill that I ever learned when I was first starting on the business and learning the industry of network marketing. And my brain's just fried right now, and I can't remember what we called it. But anyways, I'll just tell you how it works, because right now I can't think of how it worked. But as they were listing objections, so as you're getting objections throughout the presentation or after the presentation, I would typically save them till the end, and I would ask a question like, if they said they weren't ready to get started right away, like, all right, what's preventing you from getting started right now? And they would give me the objection, and I would just write it down. I would just write it down, repeat it back to them, make sure they agreed I wrote it down right, and that was it. And then be, all right, is there anything else that's keeping you from making a decision today? And they would tell me another one, and I would write it down. And, and just repeat it back, same thing. And I would do that as many times as it took. If it took 3, 4, 5 times, and then I would get this list, and I would look at them all and say, like, all right, so if I was able to satisfy each one of these objections, you'd get started today? And what are they going to say? They don't have a choice but to say yes, right? So you get your first yes, and now you're starting to get yeses, and that's good. As soon as you can turn that cycle from objection, now we're working on yeses. So then I would take the first objection, I would handle it, I would explain it, and I would satisfy that objection. And then I would ask them, did I satisfy this objection? I would explain it until they understood it. Did I satisfy this objection? Yes. Okay. I'd write yes right next to the piece of paper, on the piece of paper right next to the objection. And I would do that all the way down. And I would handle them all. And then I would remind them what they said earlier. And I would tell them, like, all right, you said if I could handle all these, you're ready to get started today. It looks like we did. You said yes to each one of those. All I need you to do now, and this is important. This is important. You got to say this. And this part's the scariest part, but you got to say this. And the first time, it's going to like be really, really hard, but just do it. Just do it no matter how uncomfortable it is. And this is the line. Like, all right, we satisfied all these objections. Now all I need you to do is grab your checkbook. Put your payment information here. That's it. And you would be shocked. I remember the first time I did that. It was a $3,500 software product that I was selling back in 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. And I remember the first time I did it, the lady, I don't know. It was like every part of her, you could tell, didn't want to do it. Kind of, I don't know, it just seemed really weird. But I went through the whole thing. I said, all right, all I need now is a check for $3,500. And we both just sat there for what seemed like eternity, totally silent. It was probably like 30 seconds. But you could see her like working through her mind like, well, I said, yes, he's right. I said yes to all these things. And she like slowly stood up and went and grabbed her checkbook and came back with a check for $3,500. And, I just said, thank you, great, all right, I got all your information. And the way it worked back then with that particular product, I had to go back and I had to enter it. I think I even had to mail the check in or something like that. But I just remember walking out of her house and walking to my car, and I sat down in my car and I kind of looked back just to make sure that nobody was watching. And in my like out loud, I'm pretty sure out loud I said, holy shit, that worked. Part of my language, but I was like mind blown that worked. And I'm like, all right, game on, let's go. And, I felt good about it. I mean, I didn't have to feel bad about it. I didn't have to feel like I tricked her into a sale or anything like that because I felt really good about the product. I believed. We talk about belief a lot in this first part of All In for 90. I believed that this product would help her. I believed that she needed this product. It was expensive, yes, but people that purchased that product and actually used it saved way more money. And I still believe in it. I mean, it was just math. So I won't get into it too much on what it is. It's kind of funny. That company had pretty suspect management and went out of business like a year or two later. I guess they never officially went totally out of business. They just basically like tanked. But then they were kind of like there and floating around for a decade. They just made a resurgence like a year ago. But I believed in the product. So I didn't feel like I was taking advantage of her or anything like that. And I just felt like I used the proper language to get her the offer that she needed to move forward. And it worked like a charm. So I was very, very, very happy with it. Anyways, and very proud of myself at that time as well. So give that one a shot. And I'll think of the name of it when my brain's working again. I've done other videos on it. I think we just called it the objection close or something like that. Like just get their objections all listed and then get them to agree with a lot of yeses, just that string of yeses. All right, if I can satisfy all these objections, will you move forward? Yes. Great. Satisfied this? Yes. Satisfied number 2? Yes. Satisfied number 3? Yes. Satisfied number 4? Yes. Great. That's awesome. We satisfied all these. Now you said that you could move forward as long as I satisfied all these, so now I just need your form of payment. Done. Enter your information here on my laptop. Enter it on my iPad. Sign this form. Whatever. So, anyways, use it, and do it. When it feels weird and it feels awkward and you don't want to ask for the check because that's sometimes a little weird, do it anyways and see what happens. It'll change your life. All right, appreciate you guys. Jump on over to the Facebook. Let's communicate there. Otherwise, LinkedIn, direct messaging works great for me. And I would love to connect with as many of you as possible. So you can always reach me through those things. Otherwise, you can always go check out the allinnetworker.com website or danmccabe.com. And yeah, it's a fun journey. So as many people want to hang out, and as many people as I can help, many people as I can serve, that's what I'm here for. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.